Recording in progress.
Roland, can you show the video? Yeah.
Okay. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the second day of the 44th session of the European Commission on Agriculture. I hope you have rested well after yesterday's part of the session and have enjoyed the dinner provided by the Hungarian government and the site event followed by the field visit this morning. Let me provide you with the schedule for today afternoon as outlined in the order of the day. We will start shortly with the item 10, election of the ECA chairperson, the first and second vice chairpersons, and the other members of the executive committee. Followed by item 11, any other business, and item 12, date and place of the 45th session of the ECA. After item 12, then we will move to the review and adoption of the report of the session. The draft report has been made available in all 4 official languages by the Secretariat. Hard copies are available at the registration desk. So now we are moving to the ECA elections. But before we begin with the election, I would like
Russian Federation.
Okay, the floor is yours. I was going to...
Russian Federation.
No. Okay, the floor is yours. Russian Federation. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Colleagues, before we move on to the agenda item that you just announced, my delegation would like to make a statement. First and foremost, we would like to thank the FAO Secretariat and the government of Hungary, in the person of the Minister of Agriculture, for the superb organization yesterday evening. The Russian delegation would, though, like to express a decisive protest about the situation that took place last night. This situation consisted of 3 important elements. Firstly, the awarding of the prize took place in coincidence with the 80th anniversary of the FAO and was timed to coincide with our session. However, one of the participants in the ceremony yesterday allowed themselves, against the background of the banner about the 80th anniversary of FAO, to speak and make a political statement that did not have and does not have any relation to FAO's mandate or to the 80th anniversary of the organization. The second and more serious aspect in our view is as follows. In the hall there was a person present on whose sleeve there was a military symbol, a chevron, with a heading over it, the Ukrainian Air Force. This person took the liberty of shouting the nationalist slogan, "Glory to Ukraine." I wish to recall that this slogan has a very specific provenance. It was brought into circulation by the advocates and followers of the ideology of the war criminals of the Second World War, the followers of Banda and Shukhevich. This slogan is unambiguously associated with the atrocities of the fascist collaborators towards not only Russians, but also Jews, Poles, and Ukrainians themselves. The use of this slogan at this moment is an illustration, an unofficial one, of the Ukrainian forces and the Ukrainian police. I would like to receive clarification about what the basis was for allowing this to happen at an event that was organized to coincide with the 80th anniversary of FAO and this session. The third aspect I wish to touch on. At the same time as this was all happening, and the attention of most of you distinguished colleagues was concentrated on the podium, there were two people in the room who photographed the Russian delegation and photographed our reaction to what was happening. In this connection, we see everything that happened yesterday as a deliberate political provocation against the delegation of the Russian Federation. We officially will provide information about this to the leadership of the organization. We will officially make a protest in connection with what happened, and we demand an apology from the leadership of the organization for the unacceptable behavior of those people who were participants in the events last night. If this isn't done, this will be the clearest illustration and confirmation of the fact that in a few years we may confront a situation where in our meetings people will be shouting Heil Hitler or Sieg Heil. If you are ready and you want to wait for that to happen, then the Russian delegation is not going to wait for that to happen. We demand an apology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Russian Federation. I suggest now move to the agenda item 10. Allow me to address the ex-com of ECA, the Executive Committee members of the European Commission on Agriculture over the past 2 years. I would like to acknowledge and sincerely commend the remarkable commitment and hard work shown by this Executive Committee over the past 2 years. Your collective resilience, knowledge, and expertise have been crucial in navigating challenges and seizing new opportunities. I'm deeply grateful for the flexibility, adaptability, and positive spirit demonstrated throughout this journey. The work of this Commission is extremely important for Europe and Central Asia, and it has been my pleasure to work with each of you in the Executive Committee and with the FAO Regional Office towards the delivery of the Sustainable Development Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals in Europe and Central Asia. I wish each of you every success, and I hope to working with you again in the future. I would like to move now to the elections. I would like to remind the delegates that under the rules of procedure of ECA, the Commission is invited to elect one ECA chairperson, the first and the second vice chairpersons, and 6 other members of the Executive Committee. The Secretariat has received the following nominations. For the position of the chairperson of the European Commission on Agriculture, Mr. Michel Levecue, Agricultural Counselor, Permanent Mission of France to the UN in Rome. For the position of the first Vice Chairperson of the European Commission on Agriculture, Professor Mr. Serkos Harotounian, President of the Hellenic Agricultural Organization Dimitra from Greece. For the position of the second Vice Chairperson of the European Commission on Agriculture, Mr. Andrea Angeli, International Relations Officer, Ministry of Agriculture, Food Sovereignty and Forests of Italy, and Ms. Dilara Ravilova-Borovic, Minister Counselor, Permanent Mission of the Russian Federation to FAO and other UN agencies in Rome. For the positions of other members of the Executive Committee, Ms. Marina Deur, Head of EU Affairs Sector, Ministry of Agricultural, Forestry and Fisheries of Croatia. Mr. Roman Diatka, Permanent Representative of Czechia to FAO and World Food Programme. Ms. Evelyn Lantos, Head of Unit, Ministry of Agriculture of Hungary. Ms. Natalia Bulgar, Interim Chief Department for Public Policy Coordination and European Integration, Ministry of Agriculture and Food Industry of Moldova. Ms. Polina Ivashenko, Deputy Director of the Department for Rural Development, Ministry of Economy, Environment and Agriculture of Ukraine. And finally, Mr. Sandy McLary, Deputy Permanent Representative, Permanent Representation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, the UN in Rome. As per the established practice, we will first proceed with the election for seats, which there is equal number of candidates as the number of seats, and then move to the election for the seats for which we have more candidates than the seats. Considering that for the position of the chairperson of the ECA and for the position of the first vice chair, the numbers of nominations are the same as the number of vacancies. Based on the Rule 6.5 of the Rules of Procedure, I'm submitting to the Commission that the appointments for the position of the chairperson and the first vice chairperson be decided by clear general consent. Should there be no objections to this, I will consider that Commission is in agreement with this. There is no need to say if I don't see any objections, because apparently there were no.
Нет необходимости спрашивать, будут ли возражения, потому что очевидно, что их нет. Большое спасибо. На этом я предлагаю комиссии избрать господина Мишеля Леракью в качестве председателя Европейской комиссии по сельскому хозяйству, господина Серкоса Харатуняна в качестве первого заместителя председателя. Если не будет возражений избранию этих кандидатов, буду считать их избранными.
So I announce that the Commission has elected a
Так, я объявляю, комиссия избрала первого нового председателя и нового первого вице-председателя. Большое спасибо, поздравляю.
Considering that for the positions of the other members of the Executive Committee of the ECA, the numbers of nominations are the same as the numbers of vacancies, based on Rule 6.5 of the Rules of Procedure, I am submitting to the Commission that appointment for this position be decided by clear general consent. Should there be no objections to this, I will consider that the Commission is in agreement with this. Okay. Thank you very much. With this, I submit to the Commission to elect Ms. Marina Deur, Croatia, Ms. Roman Diatka, Czechia, Ms. Evelyn Lantos, Hungary, Ms. Natalia Bulgar, Republic of Moldova, Ms. Polina Ivashenko, Ukraine, Mr. Sandy McLary, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, for members of the ECA Executive Committee. If I see no objection to the election of these candidates, I will consider them elected. So the applause speaks for itself, so I announce that the Commission has elected the other members of the ECA Executive Committee. Taking into account that the Secretariat has received more nominations than available seats for the second vice chair position, the election for the position will be conducted through a secret ballot vote. For this, I give the floor to Mr. Goran Stavrik, FAO Elections Officer, who will conduct the voting procedure. Goran, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. The secret ballot voting procedure will elect one vice chairperson with a mandate from the end of the current session until the end of the next session. As the chair announced, we have two candidates for one vacancy to be filled, as now introduced. The voting procedure will be in full accordance with the basic text of FL, as well as in accordance with the established practices. Before running through the voting procedure, I wish to remind all members and delegates of the fundamental importance of complete secrecy of the ballot. I also wish to recall the obligation that all those responsible for the supervision of any vote by secret ballot shall not disclose to any authorized person any information which might tend or be presumed to tend towards destroying the secrecy of the ballot as set out in the general rules of the organization. Voting delegates will be asked not to bring their electronic devices or communication appliances such as mobile phones and tablets into the voting area here. Should they bring still their devices, they will be taken by the tellers at the desk and returned to them after the voting, after they leave the voting area. Now on to the voting procedure. The delegates will be called one by one in alphabetical order, starting with the letter A, to go through to the voting area. The delegates must bring their registration badge for the conference to show to the teller at the entrance for identification. A ballot paper will then be issued by one of the two tellers to the voting delegate. The ballot paper will contain the candidates in this election in alphabetical order in their country. Mr. Andrea Agnelli, Italy, and Ms. Dilaria Ravilova Borovic, Russian Federation. Delegates are required to cast one vote for one candidate, as there is only one vacancy for this election. The delegates are invited to mark the candidate of their choice with X. I must stress the importance that voting delegates mark exactly one candidate for a ballot paper to be valid. Ballot papers that show more than one vote will be invalid. If a voting delegate wishes to abstain in the vote, the ballot paper should be left completely blank and no votes should be casted on the paper. A candidate who reaches a majority of the votes cast is elected. Votes cast, just as a reminder, does not include abstentions and invalid ballots. Under paragraph 4C/3 of Rule 12 of the General Rules of the Organization, the ballot paper shall not carry any notation or mark other than that required for the purpose of indicating the votes, as this would invalidate the ballot paper. If a voting delegate makes a mistake or invalidates the ballot paper, they may request a new ballot paper from the elections officer, so from myself, while they are still in the voting area, in accordance with paragraph 10 of Rule 12. The invalidated ballot paper will remain in the custody of the elections officer. I would like to remind the delegates that in accordance to paragraph 14 of General Rule 12, once voting has commenced, no delegate or representative may interrupt the voting except to raise a point of order in connection with the vote. Before we proceed with the vote, we must establish the quorum. Under Rule 4 of the Rules of Procedure of the Commission, a majority of the representatives shall constitute a quorum. This means that at least 24 members must be present at this time. The Secretariat will now count and establish the number of Commission representatives present. Secretariat, please. It's 44? Okay, so I just got from the Secretariat we have 44 members present, and thus we will proceed with the vote. Madam Chairperson, over to you to inform us on your appointment of the two tellers for the elections.
Thank you, Goran. I wish to announce to the session that in accordance with Rule 12, paragraph 10C of the General Rules of the Organization, I have appointed Ms. Terezia Kramolishova from Slovakia and Mr. Nuridin Kuznazarov from Uzbekistan to act as tellers in this election. Over to the elections officer and the tellers to conduct the elections.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just also as a reminder, the nominees can also appoint their scrutineers to observe the elections, so they can also please come to the voting area, and also I invite the tellers also to come to the voting area. Just also to mention that as the Secretariat will be calling the countries, please come from my right-hand side, because you need to go in a circle, so the approaching to the voting area, which is here on my left, will be done from this way, and you will be going around back to your seat. So give us a few minutes to set up here, and we will start. Thank you.
Okay, we are ready to proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. As mentioned by the election officer, I'm going to call by alphabetical order, country by country, in the speed of how the election is going to be done. I will do one round, and then I will do a second round in case some of the countries have missed it. First on the list is Albania. Okay, okay. Second, Armenia. Yeah, it's online. Because third, Austria. Azerbaijan. Belarus. Belgium. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bulgaria. Croatia. Cyprus. Czechia. Denmark. Estonia. Finland. France. Georgia, Germany, Greece, Hungary, just to remind you also, don't leave your mobile phones at your desk. Iceland, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Latvia, Lithuania, through Lithuania, go on the right hand side, please. Thank you. Luxembourg, Malta. Monaco. And Montenegro. Netherlands. North Macedonia. Norway. Poland. Portugal. Republic of Moldova. Romania. Russian Federation. Serbia. Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Tajikistan, Turkey, Ukraine, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland,
I didn't know that they have merged the United Kingdom.
We're going to have the two last ones for this first round, Uzbekistan as a teller and Slovakia. So, and we have well, in principle, well, just these four. 1, 2, 3, 4. While the others were there. So the ones who were not coming but registered in the first round are okay. I go already for the second round. We have Armenia, Austria, Belarus, Bosnia-Herzegovina, this is it.
Shall I? Okay, yeah. The session is now suspended to allow for the vote counting to be completed. We will reconvene once the results are ready to be announced, which should be in about 40-45 minutes. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear delegates, we resume our session and I wish to announce the results of the election of members of the Executive Committee. Ballot papers deposited 43. Invalid ballot papers 0. Abstentions 1. Majority required 22. Mr. Andrea Angeli got 37 votes. Ms. Dilara Ravilova Borovic has 5 votes. So apparently Ms. Andrea Angeli is elected for the second vice chair of the European Commission on Agriculture. He has left the hall. This concludes the election, so I would like to congratulate two new chairpersons, the new first and second vice chairpersons, and the other members of the Executive Committee, and wish them all the best in fulfilling their new mandates. Thank you, Goran, for your... Michel, the floor is yours. Please be brief.
Oui, merci beaucoup, Lydia.
Thank you very much, Lydia. I really wanted to thank you for acting as chair of the ECA over these past 2 years. It's been great working with you. Thanks for being so effective, so kind, and so available. I'd simply like to add, just taking 30 seconds for those who don't know me, that I come from the Ministry of Agriculture, where I've been working for around 20 years. I've also worked on developmental issues in Africa in particular. And in the Ministry of Agriculture, I've looked at commercial negotiations, and I'm now working with the permanent representation of France at the FAO in Rome, and I've been doing that for 3 years. I'd like to thank you, of course. I'll send my details via email, via the ECA Secretariat and the ERC Secretariat, so that those who need to can contact me. And of course, I am available for that to happen. I'd like to congratulate all members of the Executive Committee that have been elected, as well as the 2 vice chairs. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Dilara, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I will leave my compliments on your work to the end of the session, but now I'd like to take the opportunity, first and foremost, to congratulate the representative of Italy, even though he's not in the room. It turns out that in a lot of elections in recent times, the candidates from the Russian Federation have been running against candidates from Italy. And since I work in Rome, and I know how much Italy is doing for agricultural development and how much it does in terms of innovative methods, including the Mediterranean diet and many other useful things, I would like to really sincerely congratulate the representative of Italy, and I'm confident that his work as the second deputy will be to the benefit of all countries, including my own country. So, sincere congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dilara. I think they deserve applause. Also, thank you, Goran, for your work, for your excellent work. And not just Goran, but to the rest of the team, too. The next agenda item is item number 11, any other business. Would any member or observer representative like to raise an item at this time on AOB? I see no interest from the floor. If the Commission is in agreement, I would like to close this agenda item. I see no objection, so we can consider it as closed. And we move to the agenda item number 12. Dear delegates, I would now like to go to the agenda item 12, date and place of the 45th session of the ECA. Based on the decision of the Commission taken in 2014, I would like to recall that the session of the ECA will be in alternate years and at least 6 months prior to the Regional Conference for Europe. Thus, the 45th ECA session should take place in the autumn of 2027. Let me also inform you that in line with the rules of procedure of ECA, the Director General of FAO, in agreement with the Chairperson of ECA, will decide on the exact timing of the next ECA session. Should delegations wish to make comments, the floor is open for interventions. Hungary. You have the floor, Hungary.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me say hello to all of you. I hope you find this event a useful one, and I'd like to know that we would be happy to host the next one as well, if you agree with that. Thank you.
Denmark, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chair. I think, first of all, a big thanks for Hungary for hosting this session also. And I think we can support to go with the same model for next time. It has been a very good experience. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Denmark. Anyone else who would like to? Okay, Russian Federation, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Our delegation is really delighted with the welcome that we received from Hungary. We would also be very happy if all of the members of the Commission would support the initiative and will allow us to meet once again in 2 years in this wonderful city of Budapest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Russian Federation. I don't see anyone else. Okay, so let me close the item and take note of the debate. The suggestion will be forwarded to the Director General of FAO for his consideration. Thank you all. What I'm about to say sounds very optimistic. We are nearly at the end of the session. Today we have only one final item on the agenda, review and adoption of the report of the session. The draft report has been made available in all 4 official languages of the ECA by the Secretariat at the registration desk. Let me now give the floor to the rapporteurs to provide a short summary of the report. Please, you have the floor.
You need to invite us.
Yeah, and you are invited to join us on the podium.
Good afternoon to everybody. On behalf of the rapporteurs team, I would like to thank, first of all, to our regional office in Budapest for organizing this wonderful event and for providing really comprehensive documents. They enabled very essential and vital discussions during the whole session. Secondly, we would like to thank the host country, our Hungarian colleagues, for their traditional engagement and hospitality. And the following thanks goes to all the participants. We found the session significantly contributing to the discussion held throughout the FAO. We believe it has been our shared success that we have managed to cover such complex main theme and get into very specific recommendations and examples in such short time. It has been our shared success. We only would like to highlight some cross-cutting and recurring issues, which are, first of all, systemic approach, then agriculture, food system transformation and food security lens, human rights, right to food and SDGs, water and soil management, biodiversity loss, transboundary diseases outbreaks, barriers and inequalities in access to resources and tools, and finally, the importance of collaboration, support, and sharing of knowledge and experience in the region. There is one last announcement just before the opening of this afternoon session. We have found some editorial changes that are necessary to be introduced in para 12. We need to adjust the language to the active verb forms without changing the substance of the wording there. With these remarks, we submit the draft to the chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Shall we?
Do we want to thank the...
Yeah. So now the floor is open for comments, suggestions, interventions. Denmark. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, I would like to thank the hard work of the rapporteurs and the Secretariat last night. I know it was late, and also the Secretariat for the very detailed and comprehensive work laid out in the background documents for the report. From the side of the EU, we see that the text is a very good reflection of the discussion that we had yesterday and that of the statements given by the members as part of the discussion. So we can recommend that the text is adopted en bloc without any changes. Thanks.
Thank you, Denmark. Russian Federation, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Firstly, I would like to thank the rapporteurs for the work they've done. They really have tried to reflect all of the substance of the discussions, but unfortunately, they haven't entirely succeeded. Therefore, my delegation has a range of proposals on the text. To be brief, we listened very carefully to the statements from the European Union on this issue. And as I said yesterday, a lot of things that were said in that statement also echoed what my delegation thinks. However, after each agenda item, You quite rightly, Madam Chair, noted that the conclusions should consider the recommendations that were prepared in each agenda item and also the statements that were made. Therefore, we think that the statement of the European Union doesn't fully or in a balanced way, or isn't reflected in the report in a fully balanced way. Much of the statement of the European Union dealt with evaluating two conflicts, the conflict in Ukraine and the situation in Gaza. Having said that, in the statement on behalf of the 26 countries of the EU and a range of other countries that endorse that statement, and this is, as you understand, more than half of the members of this commission, for some reason wasn't fully reflected. On Ukraine, we have 7 paragraphs, and I'm not commenting on the substance of those paragraphs, but I do understand that this is wording that was in the statement of the European Union. But on Gaza, for some reason, there's only 1 paragraph. And to be honest, it's, well, how should I put it? It only reflects in a very mild way what was said in the European Union statement. Therefore, I propose that we make an addition to the report. Namely, after paragraph 26Q, we include a further 4 paragraphs that would be evaluating the situation in Gaza. We are ready to send in the text to the Secretariat. Having said this, in order to ensure that the members of the committee don't have any doubts, that I will say at once that all of the wording, one-to-one, is taken from the statement of the 26 EU member states. After this, we'll be ready to move further through the text. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Russian Federation. Denmark, you have the floor.
Yes. First of all, a big thanks to the Russian Federation for caring for our statements and that they're reflected correctly in the text. I think, as I also mentioned before, we are okay with how it has been reflected here, and we also feel that the balance numerically is reflecting our statement and the weight behind them. So we do not see any need to go into that on our behalf. So on that notion, I think I will ask for a vote to adopt the text en bloc in its entirety. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Denmark. Russian Federation, you have the floor.
I understand the position of the European Union, but I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that what we agree isn't a report of the European Union. It is the report of the Commission, which includes not only the members of the European Union, but also other countries that are members. In the statement yesterday, I noted at once that a lot of what was said in the European Union statement harmonized, and I repeat this, and that means that if there are countries of the European Union and they think that the situation in Gaza is adequately reflected in the report, then I don't think that. And I insist that the committee review the 4 additional paragraphs that fully, I repeat the text of the European Union. Colleagues, let's be honest. If you weren't ready to talk about Gaza, especially given that there isn't a representative of Israel in the room, then why did you devote half of your statement to Gaza? I want to recall that everything that is being said now is also being broadcast online. You included 7 paragraphs on Ukraine, where the quantity of the people suffering from hunger is incomparable with how many people are suffering from hunger in Gaza. So why did you talk about it yesterday? Or was it simply convenient for you to say, in outlining your position, and then when things got so far as actually setting it down in the report, now you are trying to backpedal? What I want to see is that everybody who is following this meeting online, I want them all to understand. In other words, life, the health and the right to food in Ukraine, it seems, is more important to you than the lives and health and the right to food of people in Gaza. Then why did you talk about Gaza yesterday? Why didn't you stay silent? But you needed to do it, so that's why I'm insisting that the text that we propose here is put on the screen, and so that the members of the Commission who are not members of the European Union can see this text. If you don't agree, and now you want to go against your own statement, then say it openly, so that everybody online can hear it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Russian Federation. France, you have the floor.
Oui, merci beaucoup.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Now, France supports the request from the EU, which is to vote on the report as presented as a block. We believe it fully reflects the debate, and so we agree with the request for a vote, and then that would allow us to have the opinions of all members of the Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, France. Ukraine, you have the floor.
Ukraine as a non-EU country, we just want to remind that we already aligned itself with the statement of the European Union on this issue. So we carefully learned this text envisaged in the report, so we find it's quite acceptable. So since EU proposed and made the motion for the call, we should proceed with this for the call. Thank you.
Thank you, Ukraine. Russian Federation, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. It seems to me that what's happening now in the room is tearing off the mask from people's faces. If the European Union is called for a vote on the report, which, as they say, fully suits them, well then let's have that vote. And because everything's already been broadcast, I would like to say for my part that we will vote against this report. And not only because it talks about Ukraine, but first and foremost because you are dividing the whole world into a flowering garden and a jungle where what you like is valued. And that's the value of people in Ukraine. And you're absolutely indifferent to how many lives this costs of those who aren't with you in your flowering garden. I would like to say just one thing. Everything that has happened here and everything that was said by you now into the microphones, I will make maximum effort to ensure that the delegations in Rome know, on the eve of the Committee on Global Food Security, that they know about your hypocrisy and about your refusal of your own words, your rejection of your own words describing the situation and the view on food security in Gaza. I think that many members of the CFS will be very interested to look then at the broadcast and to understand what year you are living in and where the conscience is that every person allegedly has. It seems that your conscience is sleeping beneath your political ambitions and beneath your political benefits. Russia is in the minority in this commission, but while we are still here, we will say the truth. Thank you very much. We're ready.
Thank you, Russian Federation. Germany, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Germany also supports the request for going for a vote en bloc, like Denmark proposed on behalf of the EU. Thank you.
Thank you, Germany. Now I will call for a short break for consultation, and I kindly ask your patience for 5 minutes. Okay. It will not be an easy decision, but based on the consultations we have done, it seems that we don't have any alternative. We will now proceed to a vote. We have formulated the question: do you agree to adopt the report en bloc? Due to virtual participation of some of the ECA delegations and in accordance with practice in virtual meetings held in recent times, we will proceed to a roll call vote. Before proceeding to a vote, we need to see if we have a quorum, which will be established by the election officer. I would like to invite the election officer to explain how the conference is going to vote. Elections officer, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon again from my side. As set out in the Rule 6 of the Rules of Procedure of the Commission, decisions of the Commission are taken by a majority of votes cast. Votes cast includes votes in favor and votes against, but does not include the abstentions. In accordance with the established practice of voting in hybrid meetings, such as this session, vote is conducted through a roll call voting procedure, as is provided in paragraph 7a of the Rule 12 of the General Rules of the Organization. So representatives of members who participate online may also participate in the vote. In accordance with the same paragraph 7a of General Rule 12 of the General Rules of the Organization, the vote of each Commission member participating in the vote by roll call will be included in the records of the session. In the roll call vote, the delegations of Commission members will be called out in alphabetical order to give a response yes if the delegation is in favor, or no if the delegation is against, or abstain if the delegation wishes to abstain in the vote. When it's your turn, please make sure that you turn on your microphone, of course, or the ones online to unmute on Zoom to vote remotely. If there are any technical issues from the Zoom participants which prevent the person casting their vote, they will be called in the second round as well. At the conclusion of the first call, the names of the Commission members who did not answer shall be called again, like we did earlier. I should remind the delegates that in accordance with paragraph 14 of Rule 12, of the General Rules of the Organization, once the voting has commenced, no delegate or representative may interrupt the voting except to raise a point of order in connection with the vote. So before we begin the voting procedure, we must establish that we have a quorum, and in accordance with Rule 6, a majority of representatives shall constitute a quorum, which means that at least 24 Commission members must be present, physically and online in this case. I ask the Secretariat then to establish the presence of the Commission members, which they started counting already. The presence here and on Zoom, so please let me know. Yeah, and maybe the rapporteurs should be sitting in their seats because they probably would need to vote from there as well. So I just got the numbers. We have 39 members present, so we do have the quorum. So since this is a roll call, we first must determine who will vote first, who will be called, which country will be called first, and this will be done with a draw of a lot. So I will ask the chairperson to draw a lot from the member countries which are here. So just draw one and read it out, please.
Republic of Moldova.
If I may. Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry? No, wait, just a second. With this, we can proceed with the vote. I will be calling you first, but just a second. So when your country is called, please be clear with yes, no, or abstention. So I will now call the members with the first round. Just 1 second to... I'm sorry? Yes?
Can you just, for the sake of the process here, specify what a yes is a yes for and what a no is a no for, so that nobody is in doubt? And yeah, thanks.
Yes, of course. So that's the question which was already presented by the chair. So chair, can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, let me, no, it's here. I thought that you agree how the question was formulated, otherwise you are free to comment on that. So the question is, do you agree to adopt the report en bloc?
Yes.
So it is yes or no.
So the question, do you agree to adopt the report en bloc? Yes means the report will be adopted, no means the report will not be adopted. And the...
Can we break for a second?
Okay, I'm asked for just 1 second consultation. Okay, so we will proceed. The question again, do you agree to adopt the report en bloc? So first to be called is, we said, Republic of Moldova.
Yes.
Republic of Moldova, yes. Romania.
Yes.
Romania, yes. Russian Federation.
Против.
No.
Russian Federation, no, protiv. Serbia. Serbia. Slovakia.
Yes.
Slovakia, yes. Slovenia.
Yes.
Slovenia, yes. Spain.
Yes.
Spain, yes. Sweden.
Yes.
Sweden, yes. Switzerland.
Yes.
Switzerland, yes. Tajikistan.
Против.
No.
Protiv, no. Turkey. Turkey. Ukraine.
Yes.
Ukraine, yes. United Kingdom.
Yes.
United Kingdom, yes. Uzbekistan.
Abstention.
Uzbekistan, abstention. Albania.
Yes.
Albania, yes. Armenia. Armenia. Austria.
Yes.
Austria, yes. Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan. Belarus. Belarus. Belgium.
Yes.
Belgium, yes. Bosnia Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bulgaria.
Yes.
Bulgaria, yes. Croatia.
Yes.
Croatia, yes. Cyprus.
Yes.
Cyprus, yes. Czechia.
Yes.
Czechia, yes. Denmark.
Yes.
Denmark, yes. Estonia.
Yes.
Estonia, yes. Finland.
Yes.
Finland, yes. France.
Oui.
Yes.
We, yes. Georgia. Georgia. Germany.
Yes.
Germany, yes. Greece.
Yes.
Greece, yes. Hungary. Hungary. Ireland.
Yes.
Ireland, yes. Italy.
Yes.
Italy, yes. Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan.
Воздержался.
Abstention.
Kyrgyzstan, sorry. Abstain. Latvia.
Yes.
Latvia, yes. Lithuania.
Yes.
Lithuania, yes. Luxembourg.
Oui.
Yes.
Luxembourg, yes. Malta.
Yes.
Malta, yes. Montenegro. Montenegro. Netherlands.
Yes.
Netherlands, yes. North Macedonia.
Yes.
North Macedonia, yes. Norway.
Yes.
Norway, yes. Poland.
Yes.
Poland, yes. And Portugal.
Yes.
Portugal, yes. Now we will do a second round to call on those countries that did not respond in the first round. So I have on my list next Serbia again. Serbia, none. Turkey, none. Armenia, no response. Azerbaijan, Belarus, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Georgia, Hungary, Kazakhstan, and Montenegro. That concludes the voting. Just give us 1 second to count the votes.
We have the results of the vote on the question, do you agree to adopt the report en bloc? Total number of votes, 37. Number of votes cast, 35. Majority required, 18. Abstentions, 2. Votes in favor, 33. Votes against, 2. With this, the proposal has been adopted. But based on the consultation with the legal advisor in the headquarters, we need to ask the Commission, do you approve the report? Russian Federation.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. What is the foundation for on which the legal counsel gave you this conclusion? Could we hear from the legal counsel on this? For us, the situation is unclear. The European Union asked for a vote on the report. The report was put to a vote. Why has this question arisen about the secondary adoption of the report, if you like? Could you provide us with the legal definition between these different issues? I understand how the vote went. I understand that, but my question is, why is there now this legal construction being put on it? Perhaps the legal advisor could tell us.
Thank you very much, Russian Federation. Denmark, you have the floor.
Yeah, but I'll wait and let Russia get an answer to their question.
So we agreed to call the legal advisor, and we will arrange this call, hopefully. She is online, so the floor is yours. I would like to introduce Ms. Marta Pardo, the legal officer in the headquarters in Rome. Marta, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam. I'd like to get confirmation that everyone is hearing me.
We cannot hear you well. Can we try again?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Please go on. We hope you will.
Hello, can you?
We cannot hear you well. It's breaking, so we have to check maybe the line or. Can you please try again?
Yes. Now?
Please go on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me
now? Yes, we can hear you now, but please go on, so we'll see.
Okay. I'll try to speak slowly. I just wanted to be clear that the members noted that what they were voting on was whether the report was being adopted en bloc or paragraph by paragraph. That was what the question was about. Now they need to agree to adopt the report. That's it. Nothing else than that. Thank you.
Russian Federation, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Well, now everything's clear to me. So now we were voting on the question of whether or not we adopt the report on block or by paragraph, and now we have to approve the report. In that case, then we need to have another vote because the majority of countries, as I understand, voted for the report, but not about whether it was to be adopted on block or paragraph by paragraph. The EU's proposal was clear. It was put in that they wanted the report to be adopted on block, and that was the question that we answered. And now it turns out that what actually happens is that there's a difference, which we didn't realise. So in that case, we should then vote on the report.
Denmark, you have the floor.
Yeah. Thank you, Chair. As I understood it, we just clapped adopting the report. You asked us to adopt or to approve of the report, and we had a clap. That was how I understood it, but if the Russian Federation asked for a vote, I guess that is their right.
Thank you, Denmark. Russian Federation, again, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. And I want to ask the vote on the report was what the European Union asked for, with the support of France and Ukraine. Your proposal was to adopt the report en bloc. And that was the question that was put by the chair. If some kind of misunderstanding arose between the legal advisor and the Secretariat, then that's not the Russian Federation's problem. Therefore, I asked for the clarification from the legal advisor. I'm not asking for a vote. You asked for a vote, distinguished representative of Denmark. Our proposal was to add 4 paragraphs to the report, but you rejected that. So if the countries and the Secretariat have some doubts, then you can look through the minutes, and we can see there in the minutes, in the verbatim record, who proposed what.
Yeah. Well, it is obvious that we have to do another vote, and the question will be, do you adopt the report? Is that clear? Are there any further interventions? Russian Federation, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. But as far as, given that I see that now there are attempts to manipulate things, so to confuse everything, then I would suggest that we formulate the question more clearly and include on whose initiative, on whose request, the report will be adopted by a vote. This idea came from the European Union. Therefore, let us please formulate the question in such a way that it says in the question that this is a proposal from the European Union. Thank you. If necessary, then you can speak to the legal advisor on how to formulate the question correctly.
Thank you, Russian Federation. Apparently, it is necessary to call the legal advisor again to advise us on this matter. Ms. Marta, can you please join us again? And please, can you be more specific to address the questions that have been raised so far? Thank you very much in advance.
Creo que lo que queda por plantear.
I think that what we should ask the members now is whether they adopt the report. That's the question that should be asked.
You please repeat what you have said.
Yes, members need to adopt the report.
Ms. Marta, since the question is not clear, can you consult the members of ECA on this particular matter, on this specific question? We need your advice on formulating the question.
The question would be, do members adopt the report? Or are members in agreement with the report?
So it is the same that we have already formulated. And you agree that the question that we have already formulated is, from the legal point of view, it is acceptable. As we have, if you followed us carefully, we have formulated the question. The question was, do you adopt the report? From the legal point of view, you are saying that this is the right question.
Yes?
Denmark, you have the floor.
So as I understand it, we have voted to adopt and approve the report.
No, we are going. We are now discussing the formulation of the question.
But the vote that we called for and that you asked for was to adopt the report.
On block.
And now the legal service says that we need to adopt the report.
That's what the legal...
That was what we asked for.
Okay, no, Russian Federation, please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Well, to be honest, there's a misunderstanding between the legal service and how the question was formulated. So could you please repeat to us how the question was worded during the previous vote? How was the question worded? We have an election officer. He said the question to us. Then there was an opinion from the European Union about what yes would mean, what no would mean. So please simply repeat to us, and then we will see what we voted for.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the election officer could repeat the first question and now the second that we are trying to agree upon. Goran, you have the floor.
Thank you, Ms. Chairperson. The question that we voted on in the first round was, do you agree to approve the report en bloc?
Adopt.
So do you agree to adopt the report en bloc? And according to legal, as far as I understand, this is on the process, so whether to be on block or on paragraph. So therefore, the legal was advising that we should now adopt the report, and if you want to go for a vote for that, that the question should be, do you approve or do you adopt the report?
Adopt.
Thank you.
Denmark, you have the floor.
Yes. It's almost like being in Rome with these advice that we get from the Secretariat. But then we would like to ask that we finally adopt and approve the report, if necessary, by a vote.
Thank you, Denmark. It seems that we have to go for another vote to adopt the report according to the clear instructions from the legal advisor from the headquarters in Rome. I give the floor to the election officer, who will guide you through the process once again. And then...
Lydia, we still have to formulate the question. The question is to repeat the question.
But we agreed that the question is, do you adopt the report?
Okay.
I mean, Denmark?
Yeah, but just I don't want to waste anyone's time. So maybe the Secretariat can just explain us the process of finalizing the report. Which steps do we need to go through so that we can formulate the question correctly this time? And I'll go home.
You want to give me the floor?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you very much. So the process which we would now, in fact, go is that with the question, do you adopt the report? And if this is going to be with a roll call vote, and then if it's been the majority, then the report is adopted. This would be the process. So based on the formulation, we would go for another roll call voting. Thank you.
So I give the floor to the election officer for another round.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So we will repeat the same process, and I would have to read once more some of the important paragraphs, so that we will now proceed with the roll call voting procedure as provided in paragraph 7A of Rule 12 of the General Rules of the Organization. In accordance with the same paragraph of General Rule 12 of the General Rules of the Organization, the vote of each Commission member participating in the vote by roll call will be included in the record of the session. In the roll call vote, the delegations of Commission members will be called out in alphabetical order to give the response, please, clear response of yes, no, or abstain. When your turn, please turn on your microphone, and also online participant unmute on Zoom and cast your vote. The names of the Commission members who did not answer in the first round will be called again in the second round. In accordance with the paragraph 14 of Rule 12 of the General Rules of the Organization, once voting has commenced, no delegate or representative may interrupt the voting except to raise a point of order in connection with the vote. So now again, we need to establish the quorum, so I may ask the Secretariat to please count the presence in the room and on Zoom. And we need at least 24 members to have a quorum. Okay, we have established that we have 34 members present. So we will need to again draw from the lot to establish which country will be called in first. So the chair, please pick up one. Read it out, please.
Austria.
Yes.
So Austria is the first. So I will, just 1 second. So I will call again the countries, and please again answer yes, no, or abstention to the question that was posed by the chairperson and repeated by the Secretariat. So let's start with Austria. Austria, please.
Yes.
Austria, yes. Azerbaijan. Belarus. Belgium.
Oui.
Belgium.
Yes.
Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bulgaria.
Yes.
Bulgaria, yes. Croatia.
Yes.
Croatia, yes. Cyprus.
Yes.
Cyprus, yes. Czechia. Denmark.
Yes.
Denmark, yes. Estonia.
Yes.
Estonia, yes. Finland.
Yes.
Finland, yes. France.
France, oui.
France, yes.
Georgia. Germany.
Yes.
Germany, yes. Greece?
Yes.
Greece, yes. Hungary? Ireland?
Yes.
Ireland, yes. Italy?
Yes.
Italy, yes. Kazakhstan? Kyrgyzstan?
Воздержался.
Abstention.
Spain? Latvia?
Yes.
Latvia, yes. Lithuania?
Yes.
Lithuania, yes. Luxembourg?
Oui.
Yes.
Yes. Malta?
Yes.
Malta, yes. Montenegro? Netherlands?
Yes.
Netherlands, yes. North Macedonia?
Yes.
North Macedonia, yes. Norway?
Yes.
Norway, yes. Poland?
Yes.
Poland, yes. Portugal?
Yes.
Portugal, yes. Republic of Moldova?
Yes.
Republic of Moldova, yes. Romania?
Yes.
Yes. Romania. Russian Federation?
Нет.
No.
Russian Federation, no. Serbia? Slovakia?
Yes.
Slovakia, yes. Slovenia?
Yes.
Slovenia, yes. Spain? Sweden?
Sweden, yes.
Sweden, yes. Switzerland?
Yes.
Switzerland, yes. Tajikistan? Turkey? Ukraine?
Yes.
Ukraine, yes. United Kingdom?
Yes.
United Kingdom, yes. And Uzbekistan?
Abstain.
Abstain, not and, sorry. We go back to Albania.
Yes.
Yes. And Armenia. Okay, that concludes the first round. So I will call again countries that did not respond in the second round. Azerbaijan, Belarus, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Czechia, Georgia, Hungary, Kazakhstan, Montenegro, Serbia, Spain, Tajikistan, Turkey, and Armenia. That concludes the voting. Let's just count now and give it to the chair.
So we have the results of the votes. Total number of votes 35, number of votes cast 33, majority required 17, abstentions 2, votes in favor 32, votes against 1. With this, I'm finally closing the item. The report is considered as adopted. Russian Federation, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. The Russian Federation would like to make a statement on the outcome of the adoption of the report, outlining its position in line with the rules of procedure and established practice. We ask to attach this statement to the outcome report as an appendix. Madam Chair, colleagues, the Russian Federation voted against the adoption of the report. Our position is explained by a refusal by the European Union and the 26 member states of the European Union, and also a range of other member states of the Commission, in open dialogue to discuss the content of the report, in particular the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The Russian Federation proceeds from the idea that all of the people in the world have an equal right to life, to health, and to sufficient and healthy food. It is absolutely unacceptable to refuse to discuss an issue when what is at hand is discussing humanitarian access and guaranteeing food for the inhabitants of Gaza. We hope that in future, when discussing crisis situations, the members of the Commission will, on an equal basis, devote their attention to the needs of all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Russian Federation. Denmark, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. And congratulations on the adoption and agreement on the report. I just want to remark also in reply to the Russian Federation that we do not wish to contribute to the tone to the aggressive tone in this room, and we feel a little bit surprised that we are now being accused of closing down discussions. The European, or some countries of the European Union were asking for item 9 to be discussed in the plenary session in order to allow for a full discussion of this item. And I think the European Union and Switzerland were the only two delegations or groups that expressed deep concern about the humanitarian situation in Gaza. The Russian Federation did not, as far as I remember discussions from yesterday. But as we also reminded, you can of course go back and look at the YouTube live stream of the session. Thanks.
Thank you, Denmark. Now on Russian Federation, again, you have the floor.
I'm also surprised by the aggression with which the European Union, during yesterday's discussions, put forward a politicized accusation towards my country that had nothing to do with the mandate of the Commission. I'd like to recall that yesterday, in the beginning of the statement, I said that we had sent in the text of our statement to the Secretariat, and that I wasn't going to read it out And I said that because I wanted to save time and not to receive in answer the common standard reaction of the European Union that everything that I had said was nothing more than propaganda. You don't want to listen to us. And after that, you then accuse me of being aggressive. Gaza always will be on the Russian Federation's agenda, because what's happening there is beyond understanding from a human point of view. And therefore, the Russian Federation shares all of the ideas that were mentioned in your statement on Gaza. And all we want today is to make sure that our report is a more consensus report, that it's more balanced, where the most urgent crises are given proper attention. But you prepared to deny your own words, and now you're accusing me of being aggressive. I think that history will sort everything out. Everything that happened yesterday in the room is available in direct access. Let's not get into this discussion about who said what outside this room is going to, and then let people watch it and draw their own conclusions. They're intelligent people. Some people will be on my side, some people will be on yours. Ultimately, this is what multilateralism is, and each person has the right to take up the position that they want to. Whether you agree with this or not, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's aggressive or not, I propose that you put the text up on the screen and work on it, but you preferred to adopt the report en bloc. That's your right, and I supported your right and voted against it. Because I think that consensus, first and foremost, means dialogue and the desire to find the happy medium. But for you, consensus is what coincides with the European Union's position. Thank you.
Thank you, Russian Federation. Uzbekistan, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Uzbekistan actively contributed to the work of the session, and we value the constructive discussion held within the mandate of the FAO and recognize the importance of this Commission's technical work. At the same time, we wish to underline the need to refrain from politicizing the agenda, as this risks undermining the Commission's effectiveness. For these reasons, Uzbekistan has decided to abstain in the voting process. Thank you.
Thank you, Uzbekistan. Any other comments or remarks? So, on the proposal of the Russian Federation to include their statement as an appendix to the report, I would like to call the legal advisor, Ms. Marta Pardo, once again to advise us how to proceed further. Ms. Marta, you have the floor.
Gracias, señora presidenta.
Thank you, Chair. The report has been adopted.
Sin embargo,
however, Russia voted against the report, so I suggest, if members agree, that this is included in a footnote, noting that Russia voted against the report. If members agree with that, but just to say that the report has already been adopted, it is now adopted.
Thank you very much, Ms. Marta. Russian Federation, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. For full clarity, I'd like to ask a question for clarification to the legal advisor. 2 years ago, there was a similar situation during the Commission session. When adopting the report, the Russian Federation, after the adoption of the report by vote, made a statement outlining its position and asked for this statement to be included as an appendix to the report. And this was done with the consent of the legal advisor. In 2023, we received clarification about the fact that an appendix is not a so-called part of the main body of the report. That's the first thing. And the second thing that the legal advisor said then was that our statement was on our statement of vote, and therefore it was possible to include it as an appendix. Anybody who has any doubts about this can have a look in the database, and there you'll see that in the outcome document in 2023, there really was an appendix that was Russia's position that was made after the vote, and that was on the statement of vote after the vote. Can I consider that now the position of the legal service has changed? Is that what's happened?
Thank you, Russian Federation. The question was addressed to the legal advisor, Ms. Marta Pardo. So I invite Marta to join us again. Ms. Marta, are you here?
Yes. Gracias, señora presidenta.
Thank you, Chair. Now, in the previous session, the agreement to include Russia's position in the report, was that before or after the vote? I know that it was included, but I can't remember whether it was agreed upon before or after the vote. I can't remember for now at what point in time that happened. In any case, that's a decision for the members. The report has been adopted. If members would like to include Russia's position as an appendix, as has been done previously, that's a decision for the members to make.
Thank you, Ms. Pardo. Russian Federation, do you want to? I can see the right. Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. I remember very well because I was the person who made that statement. I remember that I made the statement after the report was adopted by a vote. In making the statement, I asked that it be included as an appendix, which was what was done. Now, if I understand the situation correctly and what was said by the legal advisor, what she is proposing is that the Commission adopt a decision on it. Therefore, I think that we need to give the members of the Commission the possibility of adopting this decision. If it can't be adopted by consensus, then we're going to have to vote on it.
Thank you, Russian Federation. Yeah, it was clear, the legal advice was very clear that it's up to the members to decide and proceed further. I will suggest suspension for a couple of minutes just to consult amongst ourselves how we proceed further on this matter. very happy and relieved to announce that we are not going to vote, and we are going to include the appendix, include the statement of the Russian Federation as an appendix to the report. So, is that clear for all the members of the Commission? Fine, we are happy that there is a general consent on this. Thank you very much. So, with this, I think we have exhausted this item agenda, and we are going to successfully close it. And before going to the final remarks, I would like to refer now to the protestation raised earlier by the delegation of the Russian Federation. The Secretariat of the European Commission on Agriculture and the FAO Regional Office for Europe and Central Asia regrets any incidents deemed offensive by the esteemed delegation of the Russian Federation, which have reportedly taken place during the course of yesterday on the margins of the 44th session of the European Commission on Agriculture. FAO disassociates itself on its 80th anniversary events from any such images deemed offensive to Russian Federation delegation or any other delegation. Moving to the final remarks, I would now like to give the floor to Mr. Viorel Gutu, Assistant Director General and Regional Representative for Europe and Central Asia. Mr. Gutu, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll try to be brief, but I have to also do some mandatory procedures today. And I'd like to express appreciation to all of the member states for active participation, for constructive work. And you know, it was at the regional conference when I had the chance for the first time to mention in the closing that always in our work, us member states, but also FAO Secretariat, FAO staff, we have to think every day about the people behind us, the people for whom we work. And I do believe that us as FAO, as FAO team, we answer to this request and try, and I would like to express appreciation to the team of the FAO Regional Office, all the country offices, for the hard work which is being done in the field. I'd like to use this opportunity also to hand over some certificates of appreciation today. And it was a hard work of some of colleagues of yours, of ours, who managed these sessions for, and also work in between the sessions for a couple of years. And allow me to start with handing over the certificate of appreciation to my good friend, Lydia Popandonova, whom I know for quite a long time. We are both still young, but Lydia is definitely much younger than me. But we work together in our different capacities, even me being joining FAO before joining FAO. But Lydia served as the first vice chairperson in the years of 22-23, and also as a chairperson of the European Commission for Agriculture in the years of 2023-2025. Lydia, thank you very much. It was a great work, great job. I'm looking forward to work together in your quality as a member, but also as one of the good representatives of FAO.
Thank you very much. This means a lot to me. I'm touched and honored, and thank you very much. I have spent so many years. I think I don't need the microphone. Maybe for the interpreters.
Lydia, I have to...
Oh.
To also give you this as a matter of... this is an important instrument in the work of chairperson.
And also in the kitchen.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. I'm really, truly touched and honored for praising my work. Thank you, Viorel. Thank you, Raimund. Thank you, Goran, and the whole team. Thank you for your excellent work, and thank you for your excellent assistance, kind assistance, and availability. So I have been working with FAO for so many years, first as a national correspondent for 12 years already. Then 2 years as a vice chair while I was a permanent representative of North Macedonia to Rome. And even though I was transferred to Brussels in the middle of my mandate in Rome, I remained as a chairperson, to finish my job here. And it is a delicate moment. I am handing over to Michel. His task will not be easy at all. I was not prepared with, to have any, I don't have any speech, any formal speech, I haven't expected this, but this comes, from my heart. FAO undoubtedly is my first love, definitely. Whenever I work, in the future, FAO will remain very close to my heart. Thank you, Nabil. Thank you, the others. And I apologize if I forget someone, but you are, you are the best.
Part of the family.
Part of the family. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Lydia. I have 2 more certificates to hand over today. And if you allow me to invite Terezia Kramolisova in recognition of contributions to the work of the Executive Committee of the European Commission on Agriculture as member in the years of 2022-23 and 23-25. Terezia. To continue. And another colleague of ours, Mr. Yuri Grinevetsky, in recognition of contributions to the work of the Executive Committee of the European Commission on Agriculture as member in the years 2023-2025. Yuri. Thank you very much. And in final closing of my remarks, again, I'd like to thank all the member states for their hard work and contributions to the work of the European Commission for Agriculture. But I'd like to also express appreciation to all the colleagues who supported our meeting during all these days. And before that, the Secretariat, the Organizing Committee, interpreters, IT support, and obviously our hosts, the Ministry of Agriculture of Hungary, for all the support. Probably all of them, maybe I forgot to mention someone, but all of them need or definitely are to be applauded. Thank you. Final words. At the informal consultations, for the first time I said it, but I'd like to repeat again because not many of you were at that meeting. You received this gift, the Rubik's Cube, which has quite a significance for Hungary as a host of the regional office, but also of our meeting these days. This Rubik's Cube also also signifies the four betters of FAO. Better production, better nutrition, better environment, and better life, also with SDGs on one of its sides. But what I wanted to mention with this is one of the perfect puzzles which was ever invented, probably one of the most famous puzzles which was invented. And what comes to my mind, always when I have it in my hands, is that you can break this perfect puzzle in 2, 3, 4 moves. To put it back takes you much more moves. This is probably the same in our lives. In whatever we do, it's so easy to break things and so difficult to put them together. Colleagues, let's work together to build things. I'm looking forward to the positive results of our work, again, reminding ourselves about our beneficiaries in the field and the people which need FAO on an everyday basis. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Viorel, for your wise words and recommendations for the...
I feel myself too old.
So we have come to the end, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you again for your patience, persistence, and constructive participation over the last 2 days. Special thanks once again to the interpreters supporting us and doing excellent job. A particular thanks goes to the Secretariat, to Mr. Gutu, Mr. Yele, for their dedication and support for the Executive Committee over the last 2 years and throughout the preparations for this session. With this, I declare the 44th session of the European Commission on Agriculture closed. Thank you all, and have a pleasant afternoon and evening and safe trip back home. I am speechless.